In this video, I'm going to expose 3 habits that I guarantee are ruining your productivity. The worst feeling is to get home after a long day and sit down and just know that you could have done more. What we really want to be achieving is you get home, you sit down and you just think, I was really productive today and I actually got closer to where I wanted to get to. You can use what I'm about to tell you in this video to your advantage, and the reason being is because most people don't even know what these habits are that are completely ruining their productivity. Secondly, they don't understand the massively negative consequences that it's having on their productivity. And thirdly, even if they do know what these are and they know the negative consequences, they don't know how to fix them. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what these 3 habits are that are completely destroying your productivity, how to know if you're falling victim to them, and then finally, how to actually fix them. I've battled with ADHD and focus my whole life, which has obviously had a direct impact on productivity. So if what I'm about to tell you has worked for me, it will definitely work for you. Over the last 4 years, I've been traveling the world as an entrepreneur, so I've had to come up with systems to help me with my productivity because I'm not checking in with anyone. Yet I'm productive every single day. I wake up at 5, I coach clients, I take sales calls, I make content like this, and on top of all of this, I have a full-time girlfriend. Jokes aside, if you understand this will revolutionize your life. Now you may be wondering, what does the mouse, the watch, and the cup of coffee have to do with any of this? You're about to find out. Vices. Productivity isn't just about time. It's about the energy that you're pouring out towards things that are not actually helping you get to where you want to get to or be productive. I can guarantee that you're falling victim to 1, if not 2 or 3 of these vices. So what are these vices? And they come in 3 forms. Number 1, substance vices. This can be alcohol, smoking, drugs, things that slow you down and essentially have a negative impact in the long run. Dopamine vices, porn, junk food, social media, things that feel good in the moment but ultimately kill your drive. Emotional vices, chasing women, toxic relationships, seeking validation. These things make you feel wanted in the moment but ultimately distract you from your purpose. I'm going to go over exactly how to fix these, but first you need to understand, how do you even know if you have a problem with these? None of these are helping you at all in life. You need to cut them out. And the biggest telltale sign that they have power over you or that they are impacting your ability to be productive is that you try and cut them out, but you can't. You keep going back to them. And what this essentially means is that they have power over you. You tell yourself it's not a big deal, but every time you go back to these vices, you feel a sense of regret. It's an escape from your current reality, so it makes you feel a little bit better, but it really means that it's holding you back from reaching your ultimate potential and also being the most productive version that you can be. These are all signs that they are controlling you to some degree, but these don't mean anything if you don't know how to fix them. Normal advice when it comes to vices are very surface level and they don't get to the root cause. For example, if you have a problem with drinking, they say stop going out with your friends or don't put alcohol in your house. Or if you have a problem with porn, they say put website blockers on your computer. But again, these don't fix the core problem. This is like putting a plaster over a broken leg. What it means if we keep going back to vices is that there's something that we have not yet dealt with, and we're using the vices to essentially numb ourselves to the pain that these things are causing. So the real question is, what are we actually trying to numb? Instead of using surface level methods like we've just discussed, what I would recommend is that you actually go to a psychologist to find out exactly what it is that you're trying to numb so that you can get to the root cause, fix the root cause, and then not have to deal with the symptoms that you've always dealt with. This will dramatically help your productivity. But vices aren't the only thing holding you back. Even if you remove them, you'll still struggle with this next thing if you don't have it dialed in. Before we get into that, what does the mouse in the thumbnail mean? This tool gives you access to the most common vice of all. But I'm sure you're still wondering about the watch and the cup of coffee. Habit number 2. Have you ever said you're going to do something, but you never do it? Reason being is because you never get around to actually doing it. Well, the reason for that is covered in this next habit. Lack of routine. I'm going to tell you a simple method that can literally change your life and help you become the most productive version that you can be. This is something that's used by extremely successful entrepreneurs to be the most productive version of themselves. But before we get into that, it's more important to know what the true cost of lack of routine actually is. Number one, lack of consistency. Some days you're productive, other days you are not. You rely on willpower, which often fails you. Successful people don't guess what to do. They rely on systems. Without one, you will start but never finish, feel busy but stay stuck, and essentially have no real progress. If you train randomly, your results will be random. Same with success. No consistency, no progress. The second consequence of not having your routine dialed in and actually following it is the lack of confidence. Let me explain. If you tell yourself that you're gonna do something and you don't put measures in place to do it and actually follow them, essentially what you're telling yourself is that your word means absolutely nothing. Without a routine, you break promises to yourself, you hesitate and second guess, and you lose trust in your own ability. But when you stack small wins daily, you build momentum. Confidence isn't hype, it's built through action. So, how do we overcome the lack of consistency? Have a routine and stick to it. This is my calendar. This is what it looks like. Every single day of the week, I'm basically doing the same thing. I choose a few goals and I just slot them in and I get them done systematically. At the beginning of the day, when I wake up and my brain is still fresh, I do the heaviest type of work, the work that requires the most brain power. And then later on in the day, I do more repetitive tasks. But even with a perfect routine, you'll still struggle if you can't master this last thing. So what does the watch mean? The watch essentially represents the most consistent, or one of the most consistent tools that we have. It never skips. Number three, lack of focus. You can have the best routine in the world, but if there's no focus, you just sit down and not really get anything done. And here's the thing, it's not actually your fault. Your brain has been trained by social media, notifications, distractions to be scattered. You try to focus, but within minutes, you're just checking your phone, opening up different browsers, thinking about different things, and this is completely destroying your productivity. But what's killing your focus? And there are three enemies of focus. Number one, digital distractions. Every time you open up your phone and get distracted, it takes 23 minutes to get back into the same state of deep focus that you had before. Mental clutter, overthinking, stress, a million things on your mind. If your brain is scattered, your focus will be too. And finally, environmental traps. A messy workplace, noise, people constantly interrupting you. If your environment is chaotic, your mind will be too. So how do you know if focus is a problem for you? It's simple. Look at your habits. You sit down to work, but after 5 minutes, you're checking your phone. You start one task, but after 1 hour, you've switched to doing 5 different things that aren't actually the task that you started to do. You struggle to concentrate, and this is a big one, even when you know what you're doing is important. This is why most people never get ahead. They think that they're working, they sit down, but essentially all that they're doing is spinning their wheels. So how do you fix this? Most advice just says, use the Pomodoro effect or put your phone on silent, but this is extremely surface level. The real problem is that you've trained your brain to be distracted. So what you need to do is you need to train it to not be distracted. So how do you do this? Eliminate distractions. Put your phone in another room, use apps like Freedom, make it absolutely impossible to get distracted. Clear your mind before you work. Brain dump all your thoughts onto a piece of paper, clear mind, and you'll be able to work better. Create a focus ritual, and this for me has been huge. Same time, same place, with the same setup, and this conditions your brain to lock in instantly. You may be wondering what the coffee means, and I'm about to tell you. Most people rely on stimulants when it comes to helping them focus. However, you can't rely on this forever. This is almost like fake focus. To really dial in, to actually get truly focused, you need to have a routine, just like I've spoken about now. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I make videos like this every single week, all about self-development, and I have a special announcement. At the end of every single month, I'm giving away $100. It's not a lot. This channel's not making me anything, so that's my money I'm giving to you. So how can you win that? Send me a screenshot showing me that you have subscribed to the channel and also that you've got 2 other people subscribed to the channel. Send it to journeyofles@gmail.com and I'll enter you into the bucket to potentially win that. Apart from that, if you want to have a call with me, you can book a call with the link below. Super simple. Use the Calendly link and we can talk about any video that you've seen on my channel, anything self-development related. and I'll chat to you then. If not, I'll see you in the next video. And as always, until next time, peace.